Oh, I'm surprised by that because when I paint, the most important thing is I have to enjoy myself. I don't really care what people is going to say, but enjoyment of the painting is number one. Number two, I have to finish the painting. I don't give up very easily. Although even now, you see, I'm not very well health-wise, but then it doesn't really bother me as long as, well, 30% mobility is good enough. I will move and I will complete my painting. And my painting must please me first. If it doesn't please me, there are many times that I destroyed it because it did not. I'm sure that if I like it, other people would also like it. Although I do not mean to please people. Painting is not about people pleasing, but to please myself first. Why did I do it? And I'm glad I have this kind of media so that, well, you can say it's a cheap media, although the paints are not very cheap, and the canvas are not very cheap, but I can afford it now. Because when I sold my first painting, the first thing I did, was to buy another roll of canvas, because I was thrilled by the quality that canvas can bring. And there's so many aspects of art that bring joy to people and myself. First of all, I have to amuse myself. I did this out of abstraction. I did not know what I was trying to do. I just paint the green first. And after the green, I put a bit of black, although black is not my kind of color, but in this case, the red, the blue, the black, and the green works very well. And I want to make sure that these 4 or 5 colors, they interact just like people. And the most important thing is that I finished it. And when I finished it, I was amazed.
What was the first feeling that came
The
to you?
feeling is that I did a very grand thing. I did a wonderful thing. And I said that to myself. And when my friends saw it, said, it's wow. The word wow was there. It's fantastic, they said. Well, that doesn't really encourage me, but the one that encouraged me is that I keep on looking at it. Even in my bed, I will, open up my mobile phone and look at it for many times. I was very pleased, make me sleep very well. No, not erased. This is reconciliation. This is 2 people, one person, another person, having a reconciliation after a quarrel.
After they quarrel?
Yes.
And reconciling?
Yes, in silence.
Yes.
But the color are amusing. Not only amusing, it strikes the eye. And after that, it will strike other people. Oh, yes, I like red, because at first the Chinese told me red is lucky, but I don't believe in it now, because red is one color that merges into other colors so well that if your painting becomes very dull, put a bit of red into it and yellow and find another color that will suit. I am sure you will live among colors, make experiment, make colors that are different from other people. Yeah, I was naughty. Yes. I have a teacher, a priest, we are Catholics. And then I am the one who get beaten all the time. I don't know why. There were 8 of us in the family, but I'm the first, very naughty. I did not show a very good example. But naughty means I don't go to extreme. I just joke with friends, I make people laugh. I swim backwards, I swim forward. And these are things that amuses me. So naturally, studying and going about with books is not my kind of life. But I manage to read many books so that one day I'll be able to speak English, and one day I'll be able to speak other languages. I'm quite good at languages. I spent some time learning French, but it never worked. No, it doesn't matter because it was too short. So the other part of me is I like to tell small lies. When I was very young, when I tell a story, it must not consume my life, but I want to put a little in it to make people, to give it a bit of spice. Yeah. To be able to speak and people listen to you, this is art. If you listen and somebody in the corner looks dry and weary and looks tired of you, don't talk anymore. You just talk to him. Are you listening? He will eventually learn, or she will eventually learn, because that kind of attitude is not good. I will tell him or her, if you talk, would you like me to be like you? When I talk, I like people to listen, because when you talk, I want to listen and to make sure that you make sense. And even if you don't make sense, I don't want to make you feel bad. So all this I grew up among, larger and older children. I was born just at the start of the Second World War. And a lot of things make me very afraid. We didn't hear any bomb anyway, but we saw soldiers marching through our garden and so on. I was very frightened. All this, and we have a very simple life. My father was a school teacher. He too was not very kind to me. He used to beat me up. But then all this is part of life.
To discipline.
He disciplined me, yes. He did not hurt me, but he made me cry. So the art part of it is purely my own game. My father would say, why you keep on drawing? You may make yourself, you may go mad if you keep on drawing. We want you to learn. We want you to do arithmetic, English, geography, science, all these. All this doesn't interest me at all. I was very interested in languages, in drama, and spoken English. That's it, because it will carry me through. It has carried me a long way. Because I was very good during the interview. Yes, I have to say this. I have a lot of other friends who went to the interview with me, and they were very much better than me. Why did I get it? Because I was able to. I came from a poor family, and I have nothing to lose. I said to myself, I have to get this. I have to be better than that fellow. And it doesn't mean that I hate that fellow, no. But I want to try my best. When I speak English, I speak it properly, because I listen. I listen. Because that's why I like drama. There's a lot in drama, in English drama, that I always favor. They make me good. And I learned a bit of Bahasa, because Bahasa was not in our scheme in those days. There was no Bahasa lesson. They were called Malay lessons. And I also tried to be very good in that. But English language had, brought me forward. My years, just like when I was here, I was very playful, but I make sure that I passed the exam.
The boy is still
Yes,
there.
yes. And then, there you go. I always have this feeling of a bit of showing off. It's very important. I don't want to lose. So during the interview, all the 3 to 4 interviews that won me scholarships were because my interviewers were very impressed. That's what I thought, and I thought it was right. They were very amazed. And how come you come from a village that no one knows about? You speak very good English. This spurs me on. I want to speak very good English, and I want to answer you straight. And I want to make sure that the passage of my language comes to an end properly. The first scholarship was 2.5 years. I was an art student at the Art Academy. Well, I wouldn't call it the happiest moment of my life, because it was all hard work. And I learned how to stretch a canvas. I learned how to stretch a canvas well, that it doesn't flow out, make little flows on the sides. These are very difficult things to do. To be able to stretch a canvas well is not easy. And many students, some of them cried when they are unable to stretch a canvas, especially when it comes to the bigger size. Smaller size is okay. So another thing that I was very happy about, art material was easy to come by. Well, London is full of this kind of thing. It's a place of art, a place where you can get almost everything on earth. So things like brushes, paints and so on were easily available. Not easily, it doesn't really match my budget, but then I tried. And then a lot of fellows just gave me a lot of colors to use. They just present colors to me. They want me to paint more. So during the 2.5 years in Britain, I painted a lot. I was very satisfied because that's why they sent me there, there's a purpose. I don't want to play around and fool around. And that's art. After 2.5 years, I came back and became a teacher. I taught art and English. And several years later, during my time as a painter and art teacher and English teacher, I got a small job at RTM, reading news. Yes, for about 8 years. Yes, and then I become a program organizer, which took me another 10 years, 18 years with RTM. Yes, those were my very good years, and no regrets there. I know the real meaning of being a teacher, because if students they were all kind to me, they come back to me and buy my paintings. That's the best part of it, yes. They say, "Wow, you're still around?" "Yes, I'm still around and painting." And they buy paintings from me. Some buy a lot of paintings because they made their money. I never made any money, but I sell paintings to them and I become very happy. Oh yes, they come back to me. Even from Australia, from London, from USA, they come back and buy paintings from me. They say, "My teacher, an art teacher." Now I buy art from my art teacher. I said, they feel very proud about it. In the beginning, I was always fond of drama. I was very young when my mother brought me to see all these stage plays and stage songs and so on. I like to repeat things. One of my teachers said, "I am so able to repeat the whole of one book." I was able to do that when I did Shakespeare. And there were many other plays that I produced. They were very impressed, so impressed that they said, "We must send this guy to London to study more drama." They sent me for 6 months to study drama. And what I experienced there is not what I thought it was. No, I would think it's all seeing all the good shows and acting and experience, but it was all basic. It was a bit boring. So I didn't have very good marks on that part. But when I came back, I realized that all that I've learned was very useful. Just like in art, I hardly pay attention sometimes to my teachers. But in fact, right inside, I was paying great attention. Because it is now that I realize, after 50 over years, that I realized what my teacher was trying to drum into me. The goodness of drama, how it affects human lives, what it means to me when I see a very good play. And together with art, it just works perfect. I have a buyer from Holland. He said, "I buy your painting because of the extremely nice colors. Colors that I can't find in Europe," he said. I hope he was telling the truth, but he bought many paintings from me because he said my colors were wild. And also there's a lot that he respected in my kind of colors. I do not pretend. That's the one thing that great honesty, it does not apply only to monetary things. You have to be very, very honest in what you do. And when people criticize you, never mind, carry on. He did not mean it. Perhaps one day he will mean that it is good. I was hoping for everything like that. And all the paintings that I did so many paintings. Would you believe it? So that's a lot of pictures. Where are they now? They're all gone. I gave a lot to my friends. I sold to friends. I sold to very important people who think that I'm quite good. And there are people who buy painting just for the sake of buying. And then after they bought the pictures, they put it in the corner of their house. Makes me very mad. But never mind. One day it might turn out to be something. Never give up. I never give up. Why should I? I have only one life to live. And it's very important that I show to people that life must be shown in its true colors. Never be lazy, because when you don't do anything, nothing happens. But when you do, something will happen. If not now, later. I'm a person who spends quite a bit. I buy fancy things, like very expensive, high fidelity, hi-fi things. I bought cameras, I bought cars. But then these are natural things that don't really help perhaps in my art. But I said to myself, pila lagi? It's a big painting that I did with great gusto. I did it like a man enjoying his meal. So why should I part with such a thing? It is so interesting that if I part with it, I will keep on thinking about it. Why did I do that? The little money that I got from it will soon go away, and this person who gets my painting will enjoy it forever. Yes. Yes. And there are many paintings that surprised me, especially in people's houses now, that I sold 45 years ago, 50 years ago. Oh my God, did I really do that? I said, did I really do that? I was very clever, I said, deep in my heart. I even tell the owner, I was very clever in those years. Can I do this again? And it's very hard to do that again, because the moment has passed and it will never come back. Yes. These are moments of great truth, moments of fantasy, moments of great joy, moments of establishing yourself. And when people praise you, take it, don't destroy it. If it doesn't mean it doesn't matter. You must always don't trust your own kind too much, because sometimes he wants to play joke with you. He wants to try you out, just like anything in life. Yeah. Some of the richest people on earth have been treated so badly that it is such a shame reading that kind of a story. But then stories are made like that. And then you have your own fancy stories in life, so that by the time you're about to go, you say, I did it, I did it, I did it. Never mind, everybody dies. But I have slightly better life.
So,
I can tell stories from the mouth and from the painting. For example, there are some paintings that are completely untruthful. For example, if I do a painting of a view that I will give it a fancy name. The name does not mean anything, but eventually it will. And the painting is the one that I enjoyed most. You have only one life to live. Just carry on. Use all the pain that you have. Use all. Honesty is the best policy. I trust in those words. Never, never, never make another person sad, because you just think of yourself. If you have been treated badly, you don't want to give it to another person. You must always have kindness for your friends, because your friend is just like you. He wants to eat, he wants to have fresh air, he wants to have a bit of freedom, and he wants to have a bit of glory in his life. Everybody wants a sort of glory in his life. Don't tell me that nobody wants it.